Becoming a global citizen is all about getting out into the world. And when you're a people-to-people student ambassador, the world opens its doors to you in a unique and exciting way. It's your chance to absorb new cultures, learn new skills, and make a positive impact, all while you enjoy the adventure of a lifetime. Hi, I'm Jordan. I'm a student ambassador alum from Oklahoma City. I'm here to tell you about an amazing 2.5-week adventure. I know it's amazing because I traveled to Australia with people-to-people too. Think 17 days, 4 cities, and tons of unforgettable experiences. Rappelling down a cliff face, learning about Aboriginal culture, and snorkeling the Great Barrier Reef. And that's just the start of what you can look forward to. The journey begins in sunny Sydney. The city has been around for more than 200 years, but a lot of its incredible architecture is much newer. We took in all the great views as we cruised the blue waters of the Sydney Harbour. Then we got a closer look at the world-famous Opera House. We were invited into parts of the Opera House that aren't open to the average visitor, another perk of being a student ambassador. Hyde Park Barracks in Sydney is like a trip back in time. It's a historic boarding house for the convicts sent from Europe to this new world and gives a surprising glimpse into the harsh lives of these prisoners turned pioneers. Then we relaxed from our own hard labor by kicking back on one of Sydney's beautiful beaches. When I felt the sun, the sea, and the sand, I could totally understand why Sydney is called one of the world's most livable cities. Next, it was time to dive deeper into Australia's ocean life at an aquarium. I saw turtles, tropical fish, massive stingrays, and dugongs, kind of like an Australian walrus. This was just my first taste of the thrill that was to come snorkeling in the Great Barrier Reef. More on that later. But first, I want to tell you about the biggest adventure I had. Picture this, a towering cliff in Australia's Blue Mountains, me in a safety harness about to rappel 180 feet down the cliff. This was not why I thought I was coming to Australia, but it turned out to be the greatest moment of the trip for me. Before I braved the cliff face, I had to face my other fears, full on. Full On is an experience designed for student ambassadors to build leadership and help us live up to our true potential. The Full On staff helped me really see all the ways that negative thinking was holding me back. I visualized myself stepping off the edge of the mountain, grabbing the rope, and pushing off with my feet to float over the forest floor. Then I did it, and I felt like I was on top of the world. Now when I have challenges at home or school, I think back to that day, and I know there's nothing I can't do. After you learn about attacking your goals full on, you'll have a great time meeting athletes, some of them your age, who are making their own dreams come true. The Australian Institute of Sport in Canberra is where the country's best athletes train for the Olympics and other world-class competitions. At the Institute's Sportex exhibit, test your skills and see how you rank against some of Australia's elite athletes. Canberra is also the capital of Australia, so you get to see the new Parliament House, basically the equivalent of our American Capitol building. Here, you'll get some inside knowledge about the Australian government from an expert. It might even be an actual member of parliament. For a country that's technically a monarchy, it's amazing how similar our governments actually are. Canberra may be a city of 500,000 people, but you don't have to go too far to get back to nature. Get a glimpse of farm life at the Gold Creek Station, a working sheep and cattle ranch, meet some very intelligent herding dogs, and practice throwing a boomerang. The journey hits a more serious note at the Australian War Memorial. The exhibits here bring to life the extreme dangers that soldiers throughout Australia's history have endured, whether they were flying World War II bombers or defending against a submarine attack. Poppies are used in many countries to remember those who have died in battle. You get to take part in an exclusive ceremony where you lay them at a roll of honor and dedicate a moment of silence to the soldiers, Australian and American, who have fought to defend our freedom. Head next to Darwin, at the top end of Australia. This harbour city has been rebuilt twice, so keep your eyes peeled for remnants of earlier times. Today, Darwin's famous for the natural beauty you can find here at the edge of the outstanding outback. Scan for herds of wallabies in the wildlife reserves and head to the crocodile park to encounter some giants of the outback. Saltwater crocodiles here can get up to 18 feet in length. From Darwin, we drove to Kakadu National Park. Believe me when I say you've never seen anything like it. It's like exploring the Grand Canyon, the tropical Everglades, and an African grassland all in one park. You'll take part in a special service project to help protect this amazing landscape, then cruise to the East Alligator River, watching for pairs of eyes to quietly surface near the boat. Oh yeah, it's totally earned its name. In the evening, you'll catch one of Australia's best sunsets from Uber Rock. Each People-to-People Student Ambassador program has at least one service project. We believe part of being a global citizen is giving back to the places you visit. We had an opportunity to help preserve Australia's natural environment by planting trees. Soak in even more of the fantastic Northern Territory landscapes when you hike up the Nurlangi Rock. Your reward at the top will be the view of the Lightning Man, painted on the rocks, the powerful spirit who could send down angry thunderstorms. For being 20,000 years old, the painting is far from primitive, and its legend will make you that much more excited to meet the Aboriginal clan in this area, called the Jowin. My own experience with this Aboriginal clan was amazing. They were so welcoming, and we had a great time spending the day with them. They treated us to a delicious barbecue with some of their local dishes. My favorite, although I hate to admit it, was kangaroo tail. Kinda like beefsteak from home, except more flavorful and better for you. I really came to admire the Aboriginal clans, because while they understood all the great stuff of modern times, they're more concerned with keeping alive the traditions of their people. They truly live off the land. We learned how to find our own food, or bush tucker, from wild veggies to wild meat or healing herbs. And they taught us some of the other skills that have helped them survive for thousands of years, like fire starting or spear hunting. True, I probably still couldn't hit the broadside of an elephant with my spearing ability, but it felt awesome. After 2 fun weeks, Australian culture kind of gets to you. Not just the Aboriginal culture, but the feel of modern Australia as well. When you head to your final city, Cairns, you'll understand what People to People is really all about during a home stay with a local family. As a student ambassador, you're not just traveling, you're making real connections with people from other cultures. Sure, I was nervous about staying with a family I didn't know. Who wouldn't be? But you know what? It turned out to be one of my favorite memories, and I enjoyed learning more about what my host family likes to do for fun, and we shared stories about our friends. I learned that the things that are important to me, my family, my country, making the world a better place, are important to people in Australia too. When it comes down to it, we really are more alike than we are different. It felt way too soon to say goodbye to my homestay family, but it was time to experience one of the 7 natural wonders of the world, the Great Barrier Reef. The Great Barrier Reef is the world's largest reef system and can be seen from outer space. I was so excited when we reached our pontoon boat. I didn't waste any time strapping on my flippers and jumping into the water. I ducked my head under the surface and couldn't believe my eyes. There were fish of all sizes, sea turtles, octopus, eels, and every color of coral. Our marine biologist pointed out some of the hundreds of coral species. Some of us got chummy with the local blue razzies. Other ambassadors took in the view from a glass-bottomed boat, but I was not about to leave the water. Finally, we headed to the rainforest village of Kuranda for the perfect wrap-up of our Australian adventure. The rainforest itself was wild, with birds, butterflies, lizards, all hiding in the dense leaves. But then we got hands-on, driving through a stream in an amphibious truck, and getting face-to-face with koalas and kangaroos. We celebrated the end of our fantastic voyage with a dinner and a bush dance, talking, laughing, and dancing away through the last night in Australia. For me, after experiencing so many new things, somehow I didn't feel like I was the same person who had boarded the international flight 2.5 weeks earlier. I felt older, like I really had some new opinions about the world. My friends on this journey now felt like family, and it was hard to imagine that our time together was coming to an end. I was so lucky to experience Australia as a student ambassador. I actually have a different view of the world, other people, even of myself. I've been exploring cultures. I've learned that I'm more capable than I ever believed, and I have new friends and family on the other side of the world. What an awesome journey. It's your time now. Get ready for the world.